right, Tom, the floor is yours. Tell us, we'll start out kind of what pain brought itself out, then get into some of the pain you've been dealing with, other issues you've been dealing with, and then I'll put my 2 cents in. Take it away, Tom.
All right, so it all starts with a tibular fibular ligament tear. I had an MRI, dude, got to be like 15, 20 years ago. I couldn't get surgery on it. The orthopedist said it's either deal with it or get surgery. I'd started a new job, so that was out of the question. So I was like, all right, I had to figure out a way to deal with it. I tried everything: ice, elevation, all NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, for those that don't know what that means, and nothing was really working. Then I started, reading about or learning about turmeric and black pepper and mixing it with water and using that topically and as well as taking it orally, and that helped a lot with my inflammation. It staved off surgery. But I've also supplemented my coping mechanisms with different orthotics. I got this special kind of orthotic thing in my sneakers that helps a lot with the pain. I've also gone as much as wearing copper fit socks and stuff like that to help deal with the inflammation. So for the most of the part, it's been at bay, and it hasn't really bothered me that much. But I haven't done calf raises because for the longest time, all I fucking did was aggravate it. Every time I did some kind of major calf raise. Now, I don't aggravate it usually in my normal day-to-day life, but what I noticed is, now if the injury is my TFL on my right ankle, but I get this pain on my left foot, and it's my dorsal left foot. I would say probably metatarsal, because it's between my pinky toe and the base of my tibia and fibula, where the bone meets the foot, right? So it's on the dorsal. Not the bottom of the foot, the top part. So if this is my foot, it's like right here, like where the pinky, like it would be like right here. That's where the pain is. And what's funny is I've had a ganglion cyst in the same exact spot, but on my bad foot before, and I popped those things. I've only done it I've had them 2 times. I popped them, but it feels like it's the same feeling. It's that very dull, achy. It's almost gone now, but I'm just sick of not being able to do calf raises. Now, I don't specifically put a crazy emphasis on calf raises because I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm trying to put some muscle back on, and then pretty much after a little while, I'm gonna revert back to my other stuff. Just going back to, but it feels nice to put more strength on, but I can't do it. Because every time, now when I did seated calf raises for the last couple leg workouts I've done, it wasn't bad. It didn't bother me. I was anticipating some kind of pain. Didn't come, didn't happen. But then the other day, I go on the machine because somebody was using the fucking seated one. So I go, all right, what else can I do? I want to get the fuck out of here, while I'm still motivated. And I see the machine where you sit and your back's against the backrest and you just take your toes and you just push, right? So it's seated calf extension or whatever. So boom, just like that. I think even that night or maybe the next morning, getting up for work, oh my God, my freaking ankle, but it's my left, not my one that's injured, my left one. And that spot, freaking killing me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. What am I going to do? I think I took some Aleve just because it was really bothering me that much, which helped a little bit. I try not to take NSAIDs whenever possible. I try to avoid them as much as possible. Because I think about all the years that I did take them, not knowing the damage it does to your liver that I know now. So I'm trying to undo some of that and try to not overload my liver as much as possible, and just try to just cope with it naturally, naturopathically, like I said, turmeric, black pepper, there's other different things you can do, essential oils for pain. There's, other ways of dealing with it. So basically that's where I'm at. And I feel like, how am I ever going to do calf raises, or how am I ever going to do, extensions, for my lower legs without getting. Now, I don't get that pain when I do squats, body weight squats, or regular squats, or weighted squats, whatever, or, leg press, anything like that. Like, it doesn't bother me. It just seems to be only calf raises. And then next thing you know, but it also happens in my daily life, but it's very infrequent. But when it happens, man, I'm fucked up for a while, and it sucks. It sets me back a lot. So that's my problem.
So when I heard that, I immediately had an idea of what I thought the problem was. So he has an injury on one side, yet the problem happens on the other side. So gather around, kids, because I'm going to tell you all this again. You hurt one side, you basically hurt two. If you don't address that other side while you're addressing the bright side, you basically injured both sides. You are going to compensate, no matter what, for months. By doing that, you're going to screw the other side up unless you address it. I've trained people why they were going to physical therapists for something like an operation or a broken arm. As soon as they were released, but still going to the physical therapist, I had them start with me. And she wound up finishing physical therapy like 3 weeks early than they had thought because of it. People don't address the stuff properly. I don't understand why. Maybe it's they don't make as much money, but whatever. So as soon as you said it was on the other side, it made total sense to me. Now, you had mentioned that you had loved the barefoot shoes for a while, but then that thing on the top of your foot started hurting, and you had to stop wearing
eventually,
them.
Eventually, the injuries, eventually they resurface,
So the reason why you could go back to the other shoes and be more, can deal with it more, is because those shoes are doing all the things for you. You're not allowing your foot to do it. It's a crutch, basically. It's basically
probably,
a crutch.
yeah. It sure feels like it, yeah.
That zero drop shoe is the closest to barefoot. So I bet if you walked around barefoot a lot, you'd probably get the same pain. I don't think it's the shoe. If you walked around work for one day barefoot, I bet you'd have the same pain. I believe you would. So that tells me there's an imbalance somewhere. Obviously, you have your injury, which your body's trying to work around it. But if you don't fire muscles correctly around it to make up for it, in my opinion, it's not going to work right. And you're just going to continually put more pressure on something that doesn't need it, like knees and shit. So definitely a strengthening issue in muscles that are first in activation. We need to activate some muscles that aren't quite working. Then it would be strengthening. No, I'm sorry, activation, then get everything to work together, then strengthening. Because you're not going to strengthen if everything's not working right. It's not going to be efficient. It's not going to work. So that is one aspect of it. That's basically one end of the lower body that we need work. Now, your other end is going to be you're lacking mobility in your ankles. And when you lack mobility in your ankles, you have a ticking time bomb to other problems. And my guess is you can't go ass to grass properly within a squat comfortably for any long period of time. Is my guess.
Yeah, I never go that low when I squat.
Right. And that's not a strength issue. That's not a range of motion issue. That's an ankle mobility issue. That's why you can't go lower. That's your problem. Okay. So now you put all that together, we get some nice ankle mobility back in that ankle, more maybe than it's ever had before. Maybe we get more than it's ever had that you could remember. And we strengthen all that up. Once we get better mobility, we strengthen, we get activation in the glutes. And then when you do a fucking squat, bro, it's going to be a whole new world. It's going to be amazing. You're going to feel it in muscles like you've never felt it before. And your body is going to continually try to fight going back the way it was. I'm telling you, I every day that I spend all these hours doing shit I shouldn't, like sitting in these horrible chairs or when I'm hunched over doing stuff, all the good work I do is constantly being undone. So I have to constantly do it again. Because I'm older. As you get older, your body, it's not the same as when you're young. Again, I'm not saying you can't do everything you want to try to do. Maybe you can't do everything, but you can try. And there's a lot you can do. But, dude, you got to learn your body and just take care of it. And that's what I'm going to help Tom do. And we're going to document it on the podcast. We'll give you an update every week and Get Real before we talk about whatever else we're going to talk about. I'm hoping Tom maybe could give us a post a week and maybe give us an update how he's feeling. And we'll put it out on the Stay Real podcast on Instagram and everything. And if he wants to make a short video, we can put that up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We'll keep all that out to you. We'll get all that out to you so you can stay updated and see what the journey's like, and see if maybe you want to try the journey and give me a call and see what could be done for you. Because I can't stress it enough, and I see it with everyone constantly, everyone I work with. I can't wait to, and I especially love working with new people. I got a couple new clients starting. I'm really excited. It's just that look on their face when they feel better from just giving their body what it needs and not being all stupid about it, like it needs all the pure foods blessed by the angels. I'm not saying that. But just learn what your body needs and wants and give it to it. And give it consistently to it. That's all I'm saying. And you will see a world of difference. And you won't freak out. Because again, you will hurt yourself. You will sleep wrong. You will move wrong. Again, especially if you're older. But you will never fear the pain. That I can promise you. Once you learn your body, learn the things you need for it, learn the go-to things you need if it does go out of whack, you'll never fear the pain again. And that not stressing, because stressing just adds to the pain. It just adds to the pain. Physical and mental, two sides of a coin. They're interconnected. So once you learn that stuff, dude, and especially I can't stress it enough for older people. What's one of the scariest things for an older person is the floor. Right?
Yeah.
What do? I fell. I fell and I can't get up. It's exactly what that was. There's a whole business. But imagine you could get up. Imagine you were so comfortable on the floor that you just got up. You may have had to take a little bit, but you were able to get up. That's big. How many old people go to the hospital for falling and stupid shit like that?
All the time.
What's another thing you lose? Proprioception, which is your balance and your connection with your body, where it is in space. It's like this gives it to you. So yeah, bro, dude, no fear. We got you. We got you. So actually, 2 days after,
I trust you.
I'm glad you do, brother. I appreciate it. 2 days after this podcast, 3 days. We're going to get on and I'm going to help him out. So we'll be able to talk a little bit about what we did and how he felt for those couple days before we filmed the next podcast. So that's going to be really cool. So we might wind up next week.
Until we really start that, though, I'm going to avoid calf extension altogether.
Yeah, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it.
Because it does me wrong every time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna blow your world up, dude. It's gonna be amazing. And like I said, we're probably gonna wind up for next week. It'll probably take up a good portion of Get Real because we'll have to talk about this. And I don't know how else to express it to people except through the lens of someone doing it right in front of your eyes. So
yeah, well, I mean, I can't put it off because in my job, I'm on my feet all day long. I'm usually usually I don't want a coffee break. Can I sit down for just 10 minutes break?
Yeah, sure.
It's not about food for me or even sipping my coffee as much as I'm on my feet for so long. I just want to get off them, but that's how much I'm on them. So this is integral to my survival, my livelihood, to everything. And, it would be nice to get strength, back in my calves as well. I mean, my legs are doing good, but calves are usually, one of those weak points for most guys that don't genetically have big calves. I've normally have decent calves. They're not horrible. They're not abysmal, but it's not so much about building my calves as much as it's when's the next time I'm going to do something at work that's going to aggravate it, because there's definitely things I've done at work that have aggravated this exact same feeling, exact same discomfort and pain. And it's just funny that calf extensions are always the thing that does it to me at the gym. But
it's an isolation movement.
There's something. There's always something at work that I'm like, oh, I did something fucked up because now I'm fucking limping again, and my left foot or my right ankle is fucked again. So it's like I gotta figure something out with it, because I don't want surgery. I try to avoid surgery at all costs, even though I work in that field. But
it's not worth it for stuff like that, bro. It's not worth it for stuff like that.
You should avoid it at all costs. Yeah.
You're never 100%, people. You're never. Again, I just had a person that was going to talk to me about helping her, but she made another decision and went and got scar tissue scraped out from under her kneecap, which she could have lived fine, in my opinion, with the scar tissue. She would have been just fine. I don't think that was the issue.
So she had a knee scope. She had a knee scope done, knee arthroscopy.
Yep. And
okay, yeah.
4 weeks later, she had no idea what. Apparently, they didn't express to her what the recovery was going to be like and what she was going to go through. But 4 weeks later, she's just now able to see a physical therapist. So,
oh my god!
So as opposed to coming to talk to me, and I guarantee that she would have walked out of here 50% better in just an hour.
Yeah.
I never guarantee 100%, but I guarantee 50% for chronic pain. Yes. And now she's got to, deal with what and she's never going to be the same. And they want to do her other knee too. They're trying to convince her to do the other knee. And she's like, I don't want to do it.
Of course they are.
And I don't blame her.
Yeah, so, 2 months to throw away.
Right.
So who's got that?
Right. Exactly. So people, it's let your body, give everything you can to your body. Try that. If it doesn't work, then you have to go to the medical field. But if you haven't tried normal shit first, and I'm not talking about go get the ash from Pompeii to rub on your balls. I'm saying just feed it well, what it wants, move the way it wants, address the things that are hurting, and be consistent. Get some sleep. Try not to stress out. Smile, laugh, and I think you'll be a long, healthy life. All right? That's where we're going to leave it. That was Get Real.